Good morning, guys. Summer here, coming to you from Greensboro Downtown Yoga with today's CounterFlow Yoga class. And I'm excited to bring you this class because it's a program that I've been developing and creating over the last couple years, with the whole goal being to use yoga and functional movement to counter the postures of our 21st century human. Meaning we're so rounded forward, our hips are flexed a lot. What can we use to counter that posture? So that's what you'll see here. We also try to use some non-traditional yoga moves and have it be a little bit more functional movement in our practice as well. If you joined me last week for the first live premiere of the class on the internet, you heard me say that this class evolves over time, and that is an important part of the class. So if you did it last week, you'll see today we have a little bit extra added in. And it's just a way that we are constantly trying to improve your skills in the program as well as just evolve the program. So what you need is just you and your mat. I always like to have some water around, so make sure that you have that. And I do really encourage you to set your mat up just like this, so it's sideways. That'll help you because the majority of the class is done in this kind of plane of movement, and it'll just make things a little bit easier for you, okay? One other important element of CounterFlow Yoga is that it's set around the premise of helping you develop your personal curiosity, creativity, and courage. So every class we talk about those three binding principles as what helps us move. It's kind of our movement mantra. However, each time we also have a little bit of a shift of that. And today and this week, I've been talking all about this idea of being fearless and young. It's a line from one of my favorite songs. And I thought, how can I apply that to CounterFlow Yoga? And it's going to be by using a Brene Brown quote that says, "Courage takes vulnerability." And I think that's such a beautiful line. You know, being fearless, being courageous, whatever, it all takes a little bit of vulnerability. So let's see how today you can be a little vulnerable in your practice. Sound good? We're going to start with our feet right underneath our hips. And I want you to just stand tall and shut your eyes. And start to sway back and forth. So where you kind of rock with your toes on the floor and off your weight. Pull your abdominal muscles in to help you so you don't fall. And you can go side to side, make circles with this. Again, do it in a way that feels authentic to you. And as you're doing that, just start to notice the rest of your body. Does doing these shifts cause you to put tension into your hands? Or how can they just be relaxed and free? Do you have a tendency to look down, want to look down at your feet? How can you make your head neutral? Start to allow that to just sway your whole body. So now you're kind of getting this little shift with this sway. It's like you're an ocean, and you're just kind of responding to the waves. And if you fall, that's you responding, and that's great. Be courageous in this time of exploration. Settle yourself back in. Take a big deep inhale. Exhale. Open your eyes or keep them shut. You know, lift up your heels and just make a little boom down to the ground. So as you do that, exhale. I'm going to do it from the side just so you can see me. I'm lifting and I'm kind of collapsing. And you should feel this kind of ricochet of movement through your body as you do that. Exhale. Exhale. Feel that like bounce. This is a way that we can work our bone health without having to jump. Add your hands. You're going to flick and flick. So it's your breath, your heels, and your feet. You're pulling your abdominal muscles in tight. And your hands can flick in any way that feels good to you. This can be as slow or as fast as you want. I want you to hear your breath. Last two, and settle. Ooh, and just kind of feel that bounce. Lift your right heel and your left. Again, that's such a great way to start working bone health. I have a really bad left ankle and have to modify a lot of movements. And I also no longer jump, which means that I'm not getting that bit of impact in life. And that's a downfall because that's what helps our bone strength. Let's add a little bit of hip to this. Start to look side to side. So I call this your little sassy hip because you're pulling your abdominals in. You're lifting one heel at a time. And we're starting to get this movement into our ankle, knee, and hip joints. And you know, maybe it's that like Broadway lover in me, but it's kind of like a little Bob Fosse moment, right? Be creative with it. We're pulling in tight. Last two. And then we're gonna come center, and you're gonna take your feet just a little bit wide. We'll do this from the side. You're gonna push your rib cage out like you're doing a cat, and then you're gonna pull it in like you're doing a cow. Let's just do that a couple times. And cow. Then I want you to start adding that foot and the hands to it. And reach. It's a round and a reach. So each time you're getting this movement in your spine. And lift. And we're warming up our feet and our hips and our arms all at the same time. Reach and pull. Now we're going to change that to going side. Whoops. Side and side. So it's this little shift. Side and side. It's about your rib cage doing this shift of movement. And then look over your shoulder. It's a little coordination moment, right? It doesn't have to look like me. It just has to be a shift coming from the rib cage. Now we're gonna make that a circle. So you're gonna go front, side, back, reach. Add a foot. Side, back, reach. Front, side, back, reach. It's a front. It's kind of funky, right? And that's what I want you to be doing. It's just that kind of funky rib cage isolations. Let's come back to center. Get a big inhale up. Oh, that feels so great. Circle your wrist as you come back down. And again, big inhale. Lift onto your toes maybe. And then circle your wrist. Look to your hands as you come down. And then we lift and lift. So we get this little lift of our heel as a way to start getting movement into our feet. Our feet are the foundation, and so we need to make sure that they are warm. Notice I'm making this about my wrists, but I'm also getting into my elbows and my shoulders. Just kind of all that movement. Looking to my hands with my head. It's a way to get movement into our cervical spine. All these joints that we kind of forget about. Let's go one more time, all the way up. Take a big deep inhale, both feet on the floor. Exhale, you're gonna reach to one side. Inhale, tall, reach to the other side. Keep doing that. Where you reach, how you reach is you. Maybe your arms reach high and you pull with your elbow. Or maybe you let that heel come up. Or maybe it's just a reach. You do this in a way that feels good to you. Last time, reach, big deep inhale. Exhale, as your hands come to your thighs, you're gonna round your spine, look in. Exhale, look to the sky. So now we're doing that same cat and cow, but with a little bit more articulation. There's rib cage isolations. We're gonna help us get ready for this. Look up with your head, look in with your neck. Find the movement. One more time, round in, then roll up one vertebrae at a time. Lift your hands high. Exhale as your hands come behind your back. Interlace, open your chest. Push your shoulders together. Inhale, rise. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hands come behind your back. Interlace. Lift up. Lift high to the sky. Inhale. Cat cow standing. Round in. Look up. Roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Lift your arms high to the sky. Find the creativity in this movement. Find your curiosity of how your body can move even more. Open your chest. Squeeze. Lift up. We're getting this great fluidity throughout our mid-back, our upper back. Roll up. We're going to do that one more time. Lift up high. Side stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Lift up. Inhale. Hands come together. Interlace. Look to the sky. How much can your shoulder blades pinch together? Inhale. Exhale. Cat cow standing. Roll up. Roll up. As you do, your right leg lifts off the floor. Hold. Hold. Big deep inhale as you sit your foot down. Exhale into chair. Inhale, rise. Now watch this. We're going to do one side bend. Come back to center. Other side bend. Rise up. Hands come behind our back. Interlace. Lift up. Cat cow. Roll in. Look up as you come back. Tuck in. Lift your left foot all the way up. Being fearless means balance to me, because it is a moment that we oftentimes will fall. And that's what we want to challenge ourselves to avoid. Sit low into chair. Hold this chair position. Big deep inhale as your right leg lifts. Sit low. So we're getting these first moments of balance, yes? As we sit and we lift. Our eyes look to our hands. Let's do two more. Now you're going to sit down and hold. Hold this position. Lift your heels off the ground. Reach your arms back behind you. Lengthen your arms forward and back. Reach and pull. So each time you do this, you are squeezing your shoulder blades together. We are finding this great moment of heel lift. Now hold. This will become important throughout our practice today. Hold this place. Sit our heels down. Lift up your right leg. Hold. Bring your hands to heart center. This leg is lifted, your right leg. You're gonna pick it up and take it to the side. Come back and come over. So it's like you're going over a fence. And just let your arms move naturally. Like, what do they want to do? Lift up and over. We want to find this movement into our hip joint. Each time, it comes a little higher. Let's do it one more. Keep your foot forward. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, sit to chair. Lift your heel. Lower your heel. Lift up left leg. Inhale. Over the fence. Exhale. Rotate and rotate. Finding that openness of our hip, right? Notice how one side might feel totally different than the other side. And that's pretty common, right? Our bodies oftentimes are not symmetrical because of how we live daily life. Let's do one more. Come back to center. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, sit into chair. Lift both heels. Lower your heels. Lift up right leg. Over the fence once. Then your leg lifts and hold. And you're going to tap your toe behind you. And then come back to center and sit to chair. Lift up, inhale, over your fence. Lift your knees straight up. Reach your leg behind you. Come back to center, sit in the chair. I'm going to do that from the side so you can see me from the side. Right leg lifts, open, and close. Lift your leg, reach your leg behind you. Notice my back leg is straight. Reach up, chair, lift your heels, lower your heels, lift your leg, left leg, over the fence, and up, and lift, and reach, and rise, and lower, sit to chair. Okay, here's gonna be the fun part. We're gonna put all of that into one huge flow. You're like, all of what? I know, I'm here for you. Lower your heels, inhale, rise, side stretch, feel that side stretch. Inhale, be authentic in your movements. Lift up, hands come together, interlace, lift your chest. Bring your arms high to the sky, inhale. Exhale, over, cat-cow. Roll yourself up as you do, your right leg comes over the fence, over, we lift, we reach, we rise, woo, we sit, we lift our left leg over the fence, and in, and rise. Be courageous in these moments of dynamic balance. Lift and sit. How about one more time? And then we are done with this movement. So you find your way to explore it just a little bit differently. Maybe it looks and feels this time totally different. Round over. Little cat. Little cow. Round yourself up. Lift your right leg over the fence. Now you notice my arms, they're just kind of moving naturally. Lift and reach. And you can do the same thing, or you can ditch them. Sit in a chair. I just like having fluid movement of arms because it allows us to move our shoulder joints, right? Lift, reach, rise, sit in the chair. You're gonna hold this chair one heel at a time. Lifts and reach. Lift and reach. So from the side, if you see this, notice how I'm just lifting one heel, but my back is staying long and straight, right? Promise, not a lot more chair today. Lift both heels. Lift, 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 lift. But this is getting our feet warm for something later. Lower our heels. Lift up your right leg. It's going to stretch to the side for this dynamic balance series. Inhale. Exhale to the side. Reach your leg. Notice it's a very sunny day outside in my city here today, which is awesome. I'm having these like lines of sun through our windows, and I'm trying to touch my toe to it each time. What can you find that you try to touch towards? Look over your shoulder. Lift, look over your right shoulder. Rise, one more time, hold. Lift back up, inhale. Now take your leg behind you, that same place we were a few moments ago. Inhale, exhale. Shoulder blades are pinching together. So I look like this. Whew, that was a really ugly demo. That was me falling. Guess what? You might fall. This is dynamic balance. It's what it's all about. Hold. Now you're going to change that. Your leg is going to come forward. You sweep and you rise. And rise. I don't know if it was because I was a dancer or what, but this always makes me think of like the end of a ballet when they're just accepting all the flowers. Accept your flowers. Rise. Hold. Hold. Hands come in. This standing hip, it's probably talking to you right now. I know. Lift your arms high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, sit in the chair just for a moment to transition to lift the left leg. Let's do that on the other side. So reach and lift. Now, how do we improve the balance in dynamic balance? Well, we work on it, right? But also, we think about this standing foot and how we can suction cup our toes into the floor. Look over your shoulder. See if you can reach just a little further this side. Inhale, hold. Beautiful, come up. Inhale, reach. Find that length behind you. Now you notice I'm having you shift and I'm teeter-tottering all over the place, right? It's that challenge point of these different balances. Oh my goodness, this is my bad ankle, right? And that's okay. I had someone tell me once not to call it my bad ankle, to call it my other ankle, right? I know, I judge it, but it is what it is. I have a pin and 3 cadaver ligaments after 2 ankle reconstructive surgeries. It's just who I am. Hold up. Sweep the leg forward. So I'm getting this with a little hinge from my hip. So my standing leg bends and I reach out. We could always have a toe off the floor. This is dynamic balance. So if you want to be here with that foot off the floor, go for it. Reach. Let your head follow. Hold this one up. Find your tree. Now maybe your tree has a kickstand down here on the floor, and that's perfect. Reach your arms high. Bring your hands center, lower your foot, lift up high, sit in the chair. We're going to do a dynamic flow. We have one more move that we didn't practice in that, but I have confidence you'll get it. Sit low, inhale high, reach out to the side, look over your shoulder. Inhale high, reach behind you. Inhale, reach in front of you. Now it's going to make this little cross. And you go behind you. Lift up beside you. Goodness, guys. Lift up. Some days balance is there. Other days it's not. I could easily be like, let's just skip this. But I'm not going to. I'm going to be courageous and allow myself to be vulnerable here on camera. Meaning I'm going to fall. And I'm going to have to be okay with that. Lift. and reach. Rise and cross. Let's do it one more time. Lift and out to the side. And rise. Go behind you. Reach. Lengthen. Find that scoop. Rise and cross. Now come all the way up. Open your leg out to the side and tip to the side. Hold right here. It's a static balance. Maybe you want to go back to tree, and that's great. You can. Or you can be willing to try to touch the floor right here. Oh, reach for it. Go a little further. A little further. And then reach high. Sit low. Left leg lifts. Okay, let's do it on the other side. Reach, look over your shoulder. High up behind you. Notice I'm keeping my toe on the floor because I know I'm going to fall all over the place. That was kind of my little cheek crossover. Inhale. Reach. Maybe that's what your body needs today as well, is that little support. Because some days, vulnerability is about asking for help. It's not about trying to do it all ourselves. And maybe me today asking for help is my toe on the ground. And I'm going to be okay with it. Ask yourself, are you willing to ask for help when you need it? Or you try to push through it on your own? Remember, make this yours. If it feels and looks a little different than mine, cool. Reach. Lift. Forward. Scoop. Rise. Last time, cross. Let's lift high and teeter over into our falling star. How far can we go? How much can we reach to the ground? Maybe you don't want to reach further, but you want to challenge your vision and turn your head to your top hand. Notice just by doing that, I'm reaching forward. Let's reset. Bring our feet under. Big inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Ooh, we are warm. I hope you are too. Let's take your feet a little bit wider so they're right outside your hips. You're going to rotate, swing, and swing. And I want you to find this kind of gentle sway. Your arms are going where it naturally goes. I don't know if you can hear it, but mine actually hit my body and my arm with some vigor. I want you to do that versus being like place and place. Because being vulnerable means being okay, looking like you're feeling silly. Look over your shoulder. Now we're going to do a move here in a few minutes. And if you don't feel comfortable with it, I want you to come back to this. Okay? And when we get there, I'll tell you. One more. Sway and sway. Big lift high. Sit your toes wide as you sit low into this now wide position so you can push out on your legs. That's where I want you to go. So just kind of push out. My hands reach to the ground and I lift my chest. Right here. Right? I'm pushing that. Lift up. Big deep inhale. I'm going to stay to the side so you can see this. Exhale. Cactus your arms. Arch your back. Lift high. Inhale. Exhale. Cactus your arms. Two more. Big reach. And cactus. So I'm trying to get that spinal movement from my upper back. Exhale. Lift high. Inhale. Now you're going to take your right arm and it's going to circle around your head and circle. We're going to call this the lasso. Circle and circle. And now I want you to get a little bit of movement with it. Breathe. Exhale. 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 So I'm making this circle around my head, right? To get movement into my shoulder joint. I have never in my life thrown a lasso, but I imagine it would be something like that, right? Circle and sway. Circle and sway. And that's where I want you to go. And sway. One more. Big deep inhale, lift high. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, rise. Sit low into this wide chair, toes up. Lift up high, cactus. Inhale, exhale, cactus. Inhale, right arm, lasso. Left arm, lasso. One more, lasso. Lasso. Reach high. Chair. Push. Push. Hold. 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 Lift up. Inhale. Lasso your right arm. Left arm. One more each side. Give that like swing with your movement. Inhale. Cactus arms. Lift high. Sit low. We're going to add to this movement, okay? Big reach high. We're going to go back to that swing we want. This can be where you stay. Remember I mentioned that. Or we're going to go big deep inhale. You lift your right heel and you sway. And then you come center and you swing. And center. And swing. So what am I doing? I'm releasing my body over. I'm allowing my arms to just go. And reach. And go. And lift. And rise. Two more. Last one each side. And lift. And rise. And hold. Beautiful. Big deep inhale. Cactus your arms. Inhale. Sit into that low chair. That should get your heart rate going just a little bit, right? But it's also this really great fluid movement to the sides of our body, that rotation. We're going to put that into a little flow all together. So reach up high, inhale. Cactus your arms. Inhale. Sit low into this chair. Push. Rise up. Right arm swings around. Left arm swing. One more each side. Reach. Big deep inhale. Rotational swings. And rise. Find that 5-pointed star. I want you to look high. There's science out there that tells us these power postures trick our brain into thinking we are stronger. I wish I could take claim for that, but I actually got that fact from a wonderful program called cardio yoga. One more each side. Hold, hold, hold. Sit low. Sit down into it. You're pushing those legs out, right? Breathing heavy. Let's practice it one more time because it should be freeing. It should feel like you are pushing your body to new limits. Big deep inhale. Cactus your arms. Inhale. Quick sit down into the chair. Inhale. Right arm hooks around. Swing. Left arm. Swing. One more time each side. Use that middle of your body so you're in all planes of motion. Let's do it one more time as I was talking. And now, rotational swings. Big inhale. Exhale, swing. Notice that my heel lifts. And that's a really important thing so that we protect our knees. One more each side. And rise. Last one. Come up. Sit low. Hold. Breathe. Can you sit your weight just a little bit lower and start to shift side to side? We start to walk our feet just a little bit wider and our hands come onto our thighs. That was beautiful. I hope you're warm. Right? Shift. Look over one shoulder. Continue doing this, or you can join me as I get a quick sip of water. We're going to all take our feet out wide. So our toes are turning out, our heels are outside of our hips. Get a big deep inhale. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, rise. Sit. So this is a moonflower. And in this little moonflower, sunflower series, it's a chance to get deeper into our hips. I want you to look over your shoulder each time. As an option, maybe you don't want it. It's going to throw your balance, but it's also going to work that cervical spine. In November, I tore a ligament in my neck. I know, you're like, how do you do that? I did. And I realized just the value of how important it is to turn your neck. I had 4 degrees of rotation in my neck for about 8 weeks. And I'm still only, they tell me, about 80 to 90% of functional range at this point. And even that feels amazing. But we want to get that movement. Rise, last one. Now lift your arms high. You're gonna get this little sway over. So you sweep and rise for sunflower. You sweep with a little bit of dynamic movement. So instead of just being like place and rise, I want you to really sway. Get that little double bounce. What we know is that dynamic movement is what creates change in our body. Sway and reach, sway and lift one more time, sway and hold. Now sink low into your legs. Hold your hands up high. Then make a fist with your hands. Look at those hands. That's that angry fist that we make a lot of times in life, right? Let's get some happiness to it. Big deep inhale. Exhale, you guys. Open your hands. Inhale. Inhale. Grow. It's like you've got this big handful of glitter. I know. And you are just spraying it all over the floor. Someone else will clean it up. Don't worry. Spray it everywhere. Get that space between your fingers. One more. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, you're going to turn to the front in warrior 2. Settle right here for a moment. Find that place where your knee and your ankle are in line. You've got this long stance with your front heel in line with your ankle or the insole of your front foot. You're going to straighten your front leg and bend it. I call this going surfing. So you're going to surf the position. You'll notice if you're paying attention to my back foot, my back toes lift off the ground. This is where that pin and those ligaments prevent me from keeping that foot fully on the ground without extreme pain and today and tomorrow. I asked my doctor about it once. He said that's just how they put them back into place, and it would be better for me to kind of have that openness than to force it. So that's what I choose to do. Hold this one down. Big deep inhale. Your back arm is going to sweep around, and you're going to come into this big crescent position. Your back heel is lifted. Both toes are pointed to the front of the room. Your back heel presses to the back. Now, if you want, you could always drop your knee to the ground. It's a beautiful spot to go. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, your hands come beside your foot. Bend your back knee. We're all going to untuck that back toe. You're turning to your front leg, so that leg that's forward. You're going to open your arm and look over your back shoulder. Press into the floor to get more rotation. Come back down. Tuck your back toe under. Lift your arms high. Bring your hands to heart center and shut your eyes. Find this moment of balance. Find this moment of instability. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, moonflower. So my elbows are coming in. It's kind of like a goddess position as well, which we are going to do here in a moment. Lift and lower. Big deep inhale, sunflower, sweep over. I love my mat because I can actually hear my hands sweeping. See if you can too. Let your head be completely relaxed. And rise one more time. Now hold high, sink low. How much glitter can you throw on the floor? Clench those hands, big deep inhale. Exhale. I'm trying to get space between your fingers. Your hands are an area that we never ever think about, right? In terms of like how much can we stretch them. But it's so important, we use them all day. One more, big deep inhale. Warrior two to the back. Turn your foot, surf in and out of this. As you surf, notice your knee might go a little bit in front of the ankle, and that's okay. I know in traditional strength training, we talk a lot about not letting that happen, and there is some safety if you're holding like a heavy barbell or weights, but our joint is actually meant to go beyond that space, so why not allow it? Let's hold this place, hold. Big deep inhales, that arm sweeps around and we find our low crescent position. Hold. Now remember, that knee could always come to the floor. Lower your knee, everyone. Hand comes by our foot. Let's take our back arm, rotate and look around. You're feeling this great stretch into your hip. Come back to center. Lift yourself up. Find warrior two. Inhale, center. We're going to do one breath per movement, okay? So exhale, sunflower, or moonflower, excuse me. Inhale, let's do one more of those just to get all on the same page. And then two big sunflowers, sweep, and rise, and sweep. And inhale, sit low one time, throw the glitter. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Sweep your back arm around, inhale. Exhale, hands beside foot. Open up to the back of the room for one breath. Come back down, sweep your arm, lift, stay low. Open up, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, moonflower. Two of them, inhale. Look over your shoulders, right? Sweep down, sunflower. And rise. And sweep. And hold, sit low. Throw the glitter. Warrior two to the back. Inhale, sweep the leg around the arm. Exhale, foot comes, or hands come beside foot. Open up to the back of the room. Tuck your toe, lift up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to add something on. Inhale, sweep down. And rise. And sweep. And rise. And sit. And throw. And open. Be excited as we sweep. As we find these moments of stillness. Hands are at heart center. Hands beside foot. Your back foot steps in to meet your front. You lift your heels and sit low into this tiny ball. If this bothers your knees, be up higher. That's okay. Now, I had this really great story of a woman who first time doing CounterFlow Yoga with me complained a lot about the knees in this position. And after a couple of weeks, I noticed she was getting deeper and deeper. And then one day, finally, she's like, look, I can do it. Pretty cool. Hold right here. You're gonna sit your weight back. We're gonna lift our legs. Grab behind your legs, toes come to floor. You're gonna round in, and we're gonna roll backwards onto our shoulders. So we roll, and then find a boat. To me, rolling like a ball is one of the most fun things that we can do. It really makes me feel young and fearless. One more time. Now you're going to use that roll to come all the way through into small ball. Inhale, we lift ourselves all the way up. Keep your heels lifted as an option. Exhale, lower our heels. Lift your front leg high. Reach that leg backwards. Big deep inhale. Step your foot back. Lift your arms. Oh, look, we're back there, right? Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, open five, pointed star. Moonflower. Let's do the other side. Sunflower. Escape. Fly over. And rise and sit and throw the glitter. And open. And sweep your arm. Bend your knee, hand comes down. Quick moment to open. To sweep the arm back up. Hands come beside foot. Now step your back foot to meet your front. Lift your heels and lower down into small ball. Remember, you don't have to go into this position. But we're trying to find that little tiny piece. Now, sit back. Lift our chest. And let's roll. So the whole reason I have you do that is because this is the position I want you to be in rolling like a ball. Right? I know it's all that like forward folded position that we talk about as being our 21st century posture. But rolling is a great spinal release, right? So two more. And last one. And now use that momentum to come up, to stand all the way up. Lower your heels as they need to. Lift our front leg. Inhale. Exhale, reach back. Step your foot. Lift up, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Ah, yay, we made it here. Bring your hands onto your thighs. That's beautiful. There's ways that we continue to take that to the next places and next movements as we flow through our CounterFlow Yoga. And it's so much fun. Kind of shifting. And now start to look over one shoulder at a time. So I stopped moving my legs and now I'm rotating my back. Finding this movement through the middle of my spine. Oh, I said nice crack. I hope you did too. Although my physical therapist reminds me it's not about the crack. It's about the movement. And that is so true. Last one. Let's come to center and go back to that shift. Now you have the option. Stay right here. If this is all that your hips feel good doing, then this is a perfect place to stay. Or we're going to start walking our hands down to the mat and walk back and forth. Skandasana is one of my favorite places to be because it's this great hip opener. And as we start to get a little bit better at it, we can start to lift our hands. Use your breath. We're going to stay to the front. Rotate towards that leg. Bend your back knee so it touches the floor. You're going to sit your weight back to your heel and then walk forward. Go backwards and forwards. It's this great dynamic hamstring stretch. So it's a half split, right? Half split and then forward. And here you're allowing that knee to cross so we get more into that ankle joint as well. If you have blocks or something at home and want to be a little higher, that is a great option as well. Come all the way forward. Lift your back knee. Lift your arms up. Inhale. Warrior two. Exhale. Sit low into our goddess position. I just want you to hold right here. Sink into it. Big deep inhale. Exhale, sit a little lower. Now take your arms. You shift and lift. Shift and lift. Notice I'm going to do this from the back so you can see. Shift and lift. I'm getting that same back bend that we did earlier, right? That same cactus type move. Let's hold over. Bring your arm onto your leg. Turn that back foot parallel, your front toe in or forward. And find side angle. Sink low. Open up the side of your body by reaching the arm further away. Inhale, reverse warrior. Arch that back. Feel the lift. Exhale, warrior two. Rotate around. Now we have one more little dynamic moment. This back foot, you're going to step in. Whew, that was so ugly. And try to grab it with your hand. Hold right here. This balance place. This is where you could stay, this quad stretch. Or you can take it to dancer, where you're going to take your hand onto the inside of your foot. So my thumb and my big toe are in line with each other. I reach my arm to the sky and start to lean forward as I lift my leg. I'm getting this great opening in my hip, my chest, and it's a big back bend. This is one of those, again, be vulnerable. Be courageous in doing it. Big deep inhale. Exhale, lower your foot down. Reach up high, lift your leg. Step, rise, lift. All right, you ready for the other side? I didn't do that on the other side. I know. It's this continuous flow of movement. Shift, shift. Okay, let's start to walk our hands down to the ground and find that move side to side. You find the movement into your hip, right? Let's hold to the back leg, so it's your opposite leg. You walk around. You bend your back knee so it's on the ground, and let's shift back and forth. Notice if this leg, your hamstring might be tighter. It's not about judging it or being mad at it for being tighter. It's just acknowledging it. Just like being vulnerable is acknowledging that we need help, so is being courageous in our placements, of knowing that we're not equal. Remember, allow that knee to come beyond. That's going to stretch into your ankle joint in a way that allows us to get movement. Let's hold this next one forward. Lift our back knee. Reach our arms high in the sky. Goddess. Inhale. Now can you add that bit of back bend? Let's add our shift and reach. Remember, it's about trying to feel that lift of your back the expansion across our chest and shoulders. Last one to the side. Let's hold over. Feel the reach. Turn your back foot so it's parallel, your front toes forward. Lengthen your arm. This should be a moment that just feels really nice. And one of the things that is very purposeful in this program that you might have noticed is that we go from these dynamic moments to these static hold moments, right? And that's so much what life is about. It's about these short sprints and then pauses. And when we can challenge our body to learn how to do that safely, we feel so much easier when we have to do that in life. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Sweep your back arm around. Woo. Now use that front leg to push off of and grab your foot. Oh, I did better on that side. See if you did as well. Stand tall. Remember your option. Grab the inside of your foot. Thumb and big toe in line. Lift our arm and start to pull away for this dancer pose. Be okay falling. Explore the movement. Be courageous, right? That's what I say all the time, and I really mean it. Bring your knee back and lower your foot. Lift your front leg. Exhale, step or reach back. Step. Find that moment. And now sit your weight down. Walk your feet closer. So all those wide positions we did earlier was to prepare you for this. Maybe you want to go back to there where we were earlier. Or bring your hips down. Lift your chest. Press your palms in together and just shift from side to side. Resting position squats, a place that other cultures hang out in all day, right? They do their work here, they go to the bathroom here, they do eat meals here. Yet we in America, for 30 seconds holding it, you're like, oh my gosh, can this please be over? It's something we have to work on, is those hips. Big deep inhale. Exhale, release. Bring your hands behind you. You're going to bring your legs into this 90-90 position. 90. We're going to get a big side stretch over. For anyone who's familiar with Pilates, it's kind of like a mermaid, right? Now you're going to come all the way over. Reach both hands and try to square your chest as you walk over. Bring your hands back under. Lift up. And exhale. Switch sides. Reach up and over. Rotate your body. Find the twist. Find that rotation in the middle. And then come down. Come back up. And this big, tall, seated position. Allow your eyes to shut and sit tall. Maybe your legs are extended, maybe they're crossed. Allow your eyes to shut. your mind to focus in on this place at this moment, to be completely here, to know that you are creative in your movement patterns, you are curious in the exploration of how your body can move, and that you found the courage to be vulnerable and to allow your body to move in ways that you may or may not have realized it could do. As we take the lessons from the mat into our world, we realize that all life is but opportunities to be creative, curious, show our vulnerability, and be courageous. Take that with you as you go into the rest of this day and into the rest of the week. A great big inhale, reach your arms up. Give a hug to yourself. Thank your body for all it did for you today and does for you every day. Release, bring your hands to heart center. From me to you, I value and appreciate this time we spent together. Until next time, I'm Summer. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining me for CounterFlow Yoga version 2 out live on the internet. I hope for those who might have done it last week, or if you go back and do the one that was online from last week, you see how it has that little bit of consistency in the dynamic balance work, in the lateral shift series, in our warrior flows, and our goddess, our sunflower, moonflower series. That's all consistency. But what changes is kind of the sprinkles inside, right? It's a little bit different, but has that progressional manner. At the end of the day, I really want you to be opening your chest, opening your hips, and exploring your mind. If you want more information about CounterFlow Yoga, like I mentioned, it is a program that I've been creating, and it's under the umbrella of my company, GXunited. It's the educational program. And you can find more information on GXunited.com/counterflow yoga, or if you go to counterflowyoga.com, in the next couple of days, that website should be up and finalized, so you can check that out as well. I am also the owner here at Greensboro Downtown Yoga, and I appreciate, again, each and every single one of you for taking the time to be with us on these live YouTubes, or if you watch them at a later time. As you all know, gyms and studios like us are shut down for COVID-19 right now. And while we're hoping to get government assistance and such, we don't know when or how that will come. And we have paused all revenue coming into the studio to provide these free opportunities. We want to support people in free opportunities. But it does put a little bit of challenge here on the studio. And our goal is to open it back up. It's just like we were before we closed, which was full force. So we do have a donation link, and anything, even a small donation of $5 is huge. And it just, every time I get one, it just kind of makes me cry. So I really appreciate it, and that's the girliness in me. But that's okay. I'm okay with it. And I appreciate each and every single one of you who takes the time to watch it and support the studio and the greater Greensboro community. So I appreciate that. You can find more information in the description below. And like I said, until next time, I'm Summer. Bye.